This is my film of cycling along the seafront along Bournemouth, and how I actually went a bit further and went beyond my original plan, and you'll see in the film where I went. I was planning to cycle all the way along here to Poole and then get the train back. So I've been along, this is Boscombe, the eastern suburbs of Bournemouth. So initially I was going to ride along the top of the cliff here on the road, so I could take these shots of Boscombe Pier. Now this gets me down to the bottom here onto the seafront, and from here you can cycle along the road to Bournemouth Pier and then beyond. So this is pretty early in the morning. This was a Saturday morning. This must be about 8 o'clock in the morning. So there's not many people here, no cars yet, and it's best time to do it. Despite the bright weather, it was pretty cold, and these two guys were very brave to do this. I wasn't going to go in the water. I was well wrapped up. So it's a nice steady ride to Bournemouth Pier here. And I've done this section quite a few times before, but I've never been beyond Bournemouth Pier towards Poole. So the next section beyond the Bournemouth Pier was all going to be new for me. So there's no roads on this section, it's just the pavement. And that's about the only amusement arcade I think I saw. But there's more restaurants down this side than the other side. Bournemouth's much more genteel seaside resort than some of the others on the English coast. So there's lots of these beach huts, and it's very tasteful. So they're doing a bit of work on the beach here. Don't know what they were just a lot of digging. And we're coming close to the end here, and the pavement runs out. You'll see that in a moment. I just took a shot here of the sand cliffs. They look beautiful in the blue sky. And here's the end, and eventually this goes on to Sandbanks, and it twists onto the road, and I'll show you what Poole Harbour is like. This is just looking back the way I came, so you can't see the pier anymore. It was a bit hazy that day for filming. Now here, this is Poole Harbour, and I was going to head back towards Poole. This is Sandbanks. This is one of the most exclusive residential areas in the UK. So I thought I'd go and have a look at it, because I've never been before. So this is panning around, that's Brownsea Island I think, and that's panning around towards Poole, where I was going to cycle along here and then pick up the train back to Boscombe and be lazy and go shopping for the day. But my plans changed because I've never been this way before, so I thought it would be much more interesting to go and have a look at Sandbanks. So I went through Sandbanks, which is, it's interesting, but it's just houses really. Expensive houses, but just houses. And eventually you hit the ferry here, so I thought, oh what the hell, let's go across and have a look at the Isle of Purbeck, and I'll get the train back from Wareham on the other side and do that. So that's what I did, and these shots, that's looking back to Poole, and I think that's Brownsea Island again, and it's only like a 2-3 minute crossing. That's looking back to Sandbanks, and this is on the other side. Now this is the Studland Peninsula. And this is quite interesting because this is the start of the southwestern coastal pathway, which goes all the way around to Minehead, which I think is in Somerset, which is 600 miles plus. And this is really, it's quite interesting scenery. It's almost like a swampy version of the New Forest. And you've got this long flat road to get you started with. So just a few shots here from the peninsula. You're close to the water all the time, but you can't see it all the time. And this is looking into the Purbeck Hills. Unfortunately, it was a very hazy day. Although it was nice, it wasn't great for filming. But it gives you some ideas. I'm heading towards those hills now. And this is the view coming back when I went up part of the way of the hills, not all the way. And these shots haven't come out as well as I was hoping. So this is looking back towards the ferry and looking back to Sandbanks. You can see the way the land is like a heath. Yeah, I'm disappointed. It was hazy. I could barely see what I was filming. Now this came out of the blue. This is Corfe Castle. This is on the main road to Swanage, and I'm coming on the B road. So this is very impressive. So about half a mile on, you turn off this lovely section. And this is looking back. This is like the New Forest, the heathland of the New Forest. Very nice ride back to Wareham. So finally back to Wareham here. This is where I got the train back to Bournemouth and Boscombe. It's a good ride, a leisurely ride. It took me about just over 2.5 hours, but I was really cruising along quite slowly. Do this ride, it's a good ride.